We are looking in through the driver's side door of a 2007 Subaru Outback. And what we're looking at here is this door switch. This is sometimes called the Door Ajar switch. This switch tells the onboard computer that the door is securely closed. Unfortunately, this switch has become damaged. The reason it became damaged is because the shoulder belt wasn't retracting normally, so it got slammed against the switch when the door was closed. This video is going to show you how to replace this switch if yours ever goes bad. The front seat was moved all the way forward in order to better visualize this area. In order to expose the door switch, we're going to have to remove this piece of lower trim from the center pillar. This thing here is called the center pillar, and this is the lower plastic trim. In order to remove this lower piece of trim, we're going to have to remove the door molding, both on the front and on the back. But in order to remove the door molding, we're going to have to remove what are called the inner scuff plates here and here. Before I go any further, I'm going to mention the importance of this tool here. This is a tool used for popping off the clips, which is used so commonly in Subaru body parts. Now, this is what they call the inner scuff plate. This is the outer scuff plate. The inner scuff plate is the one we need to remove. Now, this is not held on by clips. It's held on by hooks, and they're quite difficult to get off. Starting in the front here, these hooks here come off fairly easily. I can get off two of them just like that. And then on the back, this one here also comes off fairly easily. But there's a couple in the middle here that are really on tight. Now, this tool is really not for this purpose, but I'm just going to use it to see if I can't loosen up these hooks on the inside. I'm just going to run this back until I hit one of them. Right there, I can feel it. So I'm going to try to push on this hook. There goes one. I really had to press on that really pretty hard to get that hook to clear. Okay, we've got one big clip off here. And there's two more. One is right about here. Okay, that's the second one. We got one more here. I think by pushing the scuff plate towards the inside and putting my tool on the inside to twist it a little bit, it tends to get that thing unhooked. There we go. And these are the three big clips on the bottom. These are the hard ones. Here, here, and here. And they go into these little slots. Here, here, and here. So it has a lip on it. So I think by sort of pushing it medially or towards the inside and then sort of getting a tool under the inside and rocking it this way a little bit, I think that's the best way to get that thing unclipped. The clips on the front, of course, are much smaller, easier to pop off. And the one on the back is also quite small and easy to pop off. But it's these three in the middle. Those give you quite a bit of resistance. Here's the scuff plate on the back door on the driver's side. And then we'll try to pop those hooks as well. Now, I'm not going to take the whole thing off because this is partially held on by the rear seat. In order to get this off completely, I'll have to take off the rear seat as well. I think we can do this by just popping off the hooks in the front and just lifting up a little bit. I'm going to have to try to work from the inside. Okay, that's one. That's probably all we need. That'll give us enough room to work. Now we need to pull off some of this door trim here. And we'll just keep working our way up. And that should give us enough room. Now we will remove the rubber molding from the front door. All right. The molding is removed from front and the back of the center pillar. We're looking from the back seat again. I have pushed the driver's side seat all the way forward and exposed as much of the lower trim that we can. There are 4 clips holding on this lower trim piece. Peel this back just a little bit, you can kind of see them. There's the second clip. There's the third clip right there. One to go. Okay, there's the 4th clip right there. Now with all the clips loosened, we can just take this piece out. Here's the inside of that trim piece. The clips are in green. You see there's 4 of them. These might fall out on you. They're just sort of held in here. Those can pop out easily. Just pop them back in if they do. And those clips went here, 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 and here. And now we have exposed the entire mechanism of the belt retraction. And here's that little cylindrical wind-up device right down there. Right next to the shoulder belt mechanism is this connector and this wire, which runs inside of this hole here. And this is the wire that goes to the door switch. We're just going to disconnect that connector right there and free up that wire. Okay, I've gone ahead and pulled that connector out. There's a little part here that you have to depress in order to pull it out, but then once you depress that, it'll slide right out. Now looking at the switch from the outside, I've sort of loosened it up here, and then we can just pull it all through. And there it is. You can kind of see how it's been broken here. Lots of little pieces of plastic broken off of it. Anyway, we'll just have to replace this entire switch, and that should solve our problem. Here's our door jamb switch on the bench. Get a good look at it now. You can kind of see where it's all broken and cracked all around in here. Now, there isn't much to this switch, but they are quite expensive. Scanning around on the internet looking for the best price on a replacement, I found that Subaru wants $41 for this little switch. Probably cost $2 to make. $41, that's not including shipping. The best price I could find for this replacement switch on eBay was $32. Still pretty expensive. So I continued my search, and then I discovered Rock Auto, and they had this switch available for under $12. That was by far the best price I found. They do charge for shipping, but their prices were so good I ordered several other items and put it all on one shipping fee. Something to note, this is the jamb switch for the front door. There's also a jamb switch for the back door, but it is a different part. It looks different and has a different part number. I will include the Subaru part number for this item in the description. Well, my replacement switch from Rock Auto did finally arrive after only 3 days, and it appears identical to the original. We will go ahead and put that in the car now. Now back at the driver's side front door of the car, we'll go ahead and put our new switch in. We thread it into this hole, and so that the wire comes out on the hole on the inside. Now here we are on the inside of the car. We can see that connector a little better. And we just take those 2 connectors and we just push them together. And there we go. Our switch is now reconnected. Now we will go ahead and just push this switch all the way in. Got a couple little catches there, which, here we go. Now it's in place. Perfect. Now we can test our switch. If we look at the door light as we're pushing the button, here we go. It's working. Perfect. With the lower switch reconnected, we can now put on the lower trim piece being sure to line up the 4 green clips. Okay, the lower trim piece is now secured. The next step is to put the rubber door seal back on the front and rear doors. We will now put the door molding back on the rear door, starting at the top and working our way down. Okay, the rear door molding is back in place. Now we will put the door molding back on the front door. Okay, the door molding is back on the front door now. Now we will put the inner door scuff back on the front door. We will line up these clips with their respective holes. The inner door scuff is back in place on the front door. Now the inner door scuff on the rear door. Remember, we only popped off the front clip right there, so we only have to push that one back down in. The inner door scuff on the rear door is in. And now we have successfully replaced the broken door jamb switch from the front door of a Subaru Outback.